We gladly participate in the 20th Virtual International Conference on Charity and Voluntary Work, congratulating all those who have worked diligently to its organization. The new technologies have solved in their own way the problem of the restrictions on the physical presence and communication which was created by the current pandemic. The encyclical Fratelli Tutti is a capstone of the social theology and teaching of our beloved brother Pope Francis. In it, he is asking all of us to stop looking at the world with indifference or cynicism, and to start acting as members of a single human family, as brothers and sisters. For His Holiness, fraternity is foreign to limits, restrictions, and discriminations. Fraternity is always concrete and personal, never ignorant to the real needs of our fellow human beings. Brother is not only the neighbor, the friend, but also the stranger, the different, even the supposed enemy. Pope Francis trusts those with genuine faith in God, which reinforces the love and respect for the other. Fratelli Tutti reminds us that the seed of hope starts with the belief that all people are created equal, with the same rights and dignities, and that we are called to live together in peace and harmony as brothers and sisters. If we believe in man's divine origin and eternal destination, if we acknowledge that all people are responsible for the realization of justice and the protection of creation, if we recognize common values as the basis of our peaceful coexistence, then we certainly know what we have to do. We know that where charity and solidarity reign, there God is present. The scriptural parable of the Good Samaritan reveals the whole truth about the content of fraternity. In this parable, the priest and the Levite represent the religion, which is enclosed to itself and cares only for the strict observance of the law, pharisaically ignoring and violating the weightier matters of the law, ta βαρύτερα του νόμου, the love and support for our neighbor. The Good Samaritan is the benevolent neighbor to the foreigner who fell among thieves and was seriously wounded. To the initial question of the lawyer, and who is my neighbor? Christ responds with another question. So, which of these three do you think was neighbor to him who fell among the thieves? In our case, we are not allowed to ask questions, but instead we are asked and called to act. We are called to show ourselves as neighbors, brothers and sisters, even of the foreigners, of everyone who is in need. In this sense, the Good Samaritan is the embodiment and the model of volunteering. Ignoring the barriers of religion and the fear of becoming himself a victim of the thieves, he freely expresses out of compassion his support to the wounded stranger. On this basis of compassion, as Fratelli Tutti properly underlines, community can be rebuilt by men and women who identify with the vulnerability of others, who reject the creation of society of exclusion and act instead as neighbors, lifting up and rehabilitating the fallen for the sake of the common good. It is very characteristic of the heightened and tender sense of Pope Francis the fact that he emphasizes the urgency of fraternal solidarity, the need for intervention beyond certain ideologies and narrow interests, as well as beyond every attempt of justifying the indifference towards or the toleration of the current situation. At this moment, the wise words of our venerable predecessor, Gregory the Theologian, come to mind. Not even at night sees mercy. Only philanthropy cannot accept the feral. We minister Christ through those who offer supplications and are today fallen down. We see him in the face of every unjustly treated, sidelined, hungry, and exhausted person. And Gregory urges us, while there is time, let us visit Christ, let us heal Christ, let us nourish Christ, let us welcome Christ, let us honor Christ. During the period of the pandemic, the significance and effectiveness of solidarity, co-responsibility, and of the social virtues have been clearly demonstrated. We have realized that the true freedom is not the freedom from the other, but the freedom with the other and for the other. Although COVID-19 has cast many dark clouds above us, it has also illuminated the numerous good Samaritans all around us, who, as it is written in the papal encyclical, in the midst of fear, responded by putting their lives on the line. We began to realize that our lives are interwoven with and sustained by ordinary people, valiantly shaping the decisive events of our shared history. Doctors, nurses, pharmacists, storekeepers, and supermarket workers, cleaning personnel, caretakers, transport workers, men and women working to provide essential services. This is the proper antidote and the most effective vaccine to the current crisis. And it has to become our universal ethos in the imminent future as well, linking personal participation to common action. Solidarity finds concrete expression in service, which can take a variety of forms in an effort to care for others. Throughout this challenging time, the falsehood of closedness and of atomocentrism was fully proved, and it was revealed that these attitudes lead to the shrinking of man and to the contempt of his lofty qualities. It is said that what we offer to our neighbor is always blessed. On the contrary, what we deprive from our brother is forever wasted. Man cannot fully find himself except through a sincere gift of himself. True, a worldwide tragedy like the COVID-19 pandemic momentarily revived the sense that we are a global community, all in the same boat, where one person's problems are the problems of all. Once more, we realize that no one is saved alone. We can only be saved together, His Holiness emphasized once again. It is certain that after the end of this health crisis, our world will not be the same. This is inevitable. What we can and must change, and what depends exclusively on our own will, is whether the new situation will be better or worse than the pre-crisis era. It is of cardinal importance to learn from this crisis and its management. The grave economic and social problems that without a doubt humanity will face as consequences of the pandemic do not allow any other choice. If we continue with the same mentality of the maximization of profit and of social injustice, then the future is foreshadowed dismal. The experience of the crisis should lead to a real repentance, to a turn from I to we, to the common good. There is no geography of good or bad solutions to tackling the global challenges that affect humanity as a whole. The solution is always and everywhere the culture of solidarity, social orientation, fraternity, diaconia. Indeed, times of hardship remind us all of what is really important. Pope Francis points out that tragedies such as COVID-19 can bring humanity together in a common bond of fraternity. Let us turn outward during this time and use our talents and resources to bring joy, love, and hope to others. May the God of mercy, who loves mankind, bless you all. Thank you.